Hello everyone, Illiterate Greg here, again with another gameplay from Nox Gladius, my personal favorite YouTuber. And if you do not know me, my channel is dedicated to give a voice to the voiceless. I find YouTubers that post Helldivers 2 gameplay with no commentary, and I add my own flavor to it with a mixture of play-by-play and color commentary, so you will find a plethora of games from me on that. The loadout today from Nox Gladius: Diligence, the regular Diligence, not the Diligence Counter-Sniper, Senator Thermite, Peak Physique Armor, BO1 Tactical Helmet, so the regular old plain vanilla helmet. Stratagems include Solo Silo, AMR, Hellbomb Backpack, and the Anti-Tank Emplacement going against the bots today on this Difficulty 10 mission. This is after the recent AMR buffs, and I am very pleased to see that he is using these. And I hope that we can see some very skillful gameplay here from Nox. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be making a video if it weren't the case, as we one-tap the Devastator just ahead. And Nox does a really good job of using the mixture of the AMR and the Diligence Counter-Sniper against the enemies that need those to be used against them as a Hulk's coming up. The AMR now one-taps Hulks to the eyeball as that Hulk meets its end. Thermite Grenade in for this Fabricator, as we have 4 Fabricators to destroy here on this Automaton outpost. Starting this game as a solo mission, later on he will be calling in help to arrive as he gets overwhelmed, because there's some glaring weaknesses with this loadout, probably done on purpose because Nox has a habit of choosing loadouts that are unique and fun, not necessarily well-rounded, but playing them to the max. Detector Tower in the distance, probably setting off these bot drops ahead. As, yeah, that Detector Tower is rather pissed off. Hellbomb coming out, really intelligent, knowing that these other bot drops are coming in right on top of his position, and the Hellbomb, portable Hellbomb, is going to be able to handle that without an issue, as Nox is taking a nap as the Hellbomb does its work. The issue is that we just started this game, and the Hellbomb now has a long cooldown for its next deployment. But Nox is going to show you exactly how the Diligence and the AMR work really well together when played correctly. This is not a loadout that I can make work whatsoever, because I do not have the technical prowess that Nox possesses and the mechanical aim. Now, the positioning, maybe I can be in the right place at the right time. Nox exercising a great deal of patience, though, as one Hulk is coming in, closing the distance, swapping out to the AMR. Hello, Mr. Eyeball. And going to take that Hulk down, but not after taking some damage. Down to 1 stim now, Nox. You need this Devastator to go down quite quickly. And yes, a good sniper can really dominate on the bot front. These weak points obviously glow in the dark, and it is a beacon of hope for players like Nox to land those shots. Notice Nox is wrapping around and creating distance from the Hulk and using cover into this Automaton outpost in order to split up the enemies, as he's emptying an entire clip into this tank, taking it down with the AMR. The buff on the AMR was much needed. That weapon was just so weak, and there was so many primary weapons that can compete effectively with it, where you would be very tempted to take something like a recoilless rifle or a quasar cannon. But now in the right hands, that AMR is just brutally incredible. One other buff that happened with the AMR was that you picked up 2 extra magazines, which I think is really nice, and Nox Gladius does a really great job of finding ammunition on the ground and picking it up. Much needed, as the ammunition requirements of this loadout are quite high. He doesn't have that many stratagems that are, I mean, the portable Hellbomb is going to give him something, but the Solo Silo is a one-shot. Hellbomb Backpack is a one-shot. The Anti-Tank Emplacement is niche. I think I watched the first half of this gameplay. I don't know if I've seen him throw down the Anti-Tank Emplacement one time. So he probably would have been much better off just with a sentry of some type. Getting a little bit of trouble here, but able to handle it. No problem. Actually, just 1 stim, so a small problem. 2 stims we're going to take to heal up, and this Devastator, we're going to go for the legs, chopping out underneath because the shield's in the way of the eyes, and swapping to the Diligence to finish off that threat. Nox does a really great job of utilizing cover, smart decision makings, and obviously really great aim. to handle this. And one thing I particularly like about Nox's playstyle is he likes to do everything himself. So a lot of his loadouts have a lot of support weapons in them. I mean, this one's a solo silo with the AMR and the Hellbomb backpack. I mean, that's 3 different... Actually, everything in this loadout is something he does. And you have to aim it, or you have to position it well to utilize it correctly. So he is what I call a heavy lifter in the Helldiver 2 community. We're going to go into this detector tower and try to handle the trouble. This is where I would have liked to see him lay down the anti-tank emplacement to help thin out some of the enemies, but Nox says no, I'd rather do it the hard way with the AMR. Or to Nox, maybe that's the easy way as we get a quadruple tap coming right out of the tank. Berserker says, man, why don't you kill my friends, dog? I'm coming to slice you, never mind. Hulk at the eyeball. Yeah, and that one tap on the AMR just really is a material buff on the weapon. Another Hulk to the right, as we have some medium, one Berserker. Oh, almost got a slice on Nox, but peak physique coming in, as many no-scopes are happening with the AMR. I first question why Nox would choose the peak physique tactic, or the peak physique armor for this loadout. However, the improved weapon handling is going to help him tremendously when aiming for the weak spots. With both the AMR and the Diligence weapon. Oh, we're getting eaten alive here, cornered. Surrounded just a little bit with one Hulk and the bot drop out to his right. But clearing out the Hulk in front is going to allow Nox to wrap around, dodging this Hulk coming from his right side, and no scope to the eyeball, shutting him down. Nox. Would call it a Hellbomb if we wanted to, but another no-scope AMR. This is just disgusting, guys. Gonna drop the portable Hellbomb and make quick work of this detector tower. Nox really shines with light armor, but utilizing heavy armor, I think without a jetpack is probably a smart decision coming from Nox here. I reviewed a gameplay from him using light armor with a jetpack, and I mean, this man was flying around like a freaking bird, honestly. Utilizing cover where needed, almost going down here, down to one stem, Nox. And using a couple extra shots to take down that Rocket Devastator. But getting the job done. A couple of enemies to the right. Yeah. The aim requirements of this loadout, not something I could personally do. So not many Helldivers could utilize this correctly or well. Many Helldivers would get surrounded as Nox threw out the SOS beacon just moments ago. So we're going to get a few teammates in to help clean this thing out. And I think that in a full lobby, this loadout would really shine the most, because you're going to have so many other teammates drawing aggro for you that Nox is going to have a much easier time engaging from long distance like this loadout wants to. Now, what he gives up in that is the stealth needed to get in to a good position to plant a portable Hellbomb, but I think that's a small price to pay given that Nox, the last 2 portable Hellbombs he did plant, didn't really do it. Come on, let's get this guy. Yeah, finally. Saving use of the last stem here as the resupply comes off cooldown. 31 minutes, 23 seconds left in the game. None of the main objectives have been complete, but many players should help with that and should help the timing, but we're also going to have more enemies spawning with that drop. Utilizing the last stem as the resupply goes down and getting a little bit greedy, but luckily the new teammates are not going to need stems coming out of the gate as we get tagged in the back just trying to get to cover. Nox going to move back. One Hulk out to the right here in the fog with a mind. And with a mind, not a mind. Wow, I didn't know that you could target a Hulk from that angle in the eyes. I didn't know it stuck out and protruded that much. Berserker slowly coming around. We have bot drop also on top of Nox. Hopefully some of the new recruits can help with this bot drop. And hopefully they have enough time to drop their supply, or not supply, but the support weapons that they own before the actual bot ships come in. Picking up some much needed stems, and don't need grenades just yet. But just 3 dropships in with at least a Hulk solo silo finally coming into play. Nox has not necessarily needed the stratagems in his loadout because he's so strong with his AMR, 500 kg, going to take out most of them. This is coming in from a teammate from his right side, probably R3. And another teammate with the de-escalator, which also got a buff in the most recent patch. Many weapons got buffs. Notably, I think the assault rifle's got a much-needed buff to help keep up with some of the other primaries. The other main weakness of this loadout is, because Nox has heavy armor, he's going to slowly run back now and have to pick up his AMR, but called in the portable hell bomb. So knowing he's going to have to do that anyway, he's actually just going to call down another AMR nearby instead. When you don't die, I guess that's the benefit. One tower above us, drawing the attention now. No scope delight from Nox. Berserker, I don't know where he was going. But the tower, he's so close to the tower at this point that the tower cannot target Nox. And the Devastator. Not the Devastator, Berserker. Yeah, slow turning. Skill, baby. Nox coming in with that triple skill. Gonna do a little bit of looting as Nox does a really great job of sticking relatively close to his teammates, but also engaging in some of the similar fights and taking really good angles. Generally speaking, I have not seen this gameplay as of yet, so I don't know if he does that as he's done in previous games. Portable Hell Bomb now off cooldown. Still have to deploy 2 probes and get that soil scan through, as the 500 is going to take care of this Hulk ahead of us. No need to waste that ammunition with those 8 magazines, and that 8 magazine, the 2 magazine buff for the AMR from 6 to 8 is a much needed quality of life improvement. I think that Nox may have only gotten down to 3 or 4 magazine reloaded here at this point. Particularly because he is so good at swapping to the Diligence when not needing to use the AMR. Let's see if Nox can then close the distance and utilize this portable hell bomb. We have not seen the anti-taken placement, which would be fantastic for this. But first, sniping off some of the front guns of this Factory Strider for his team to provide much-needed cover and much-needed support, as T4 completely out in the open and at the whim of this Factory Strider. One Hulk goes down in front. Another teammate bringing a portable hell bomb, so we have 2 portable hell bombs on the team. T4 said, no, I didn't need the cover. I wanted the boom boom, baby. Let's bring it. There it is. Factory Strider down. Nox Gladius can save his hell bomb to see another enemy and to fight another day. Scout Strider, shoot him in the back with AMR. And another Scout Strider to the left. Solo Silo coming off cooldown. One Hulk gonna say hello to the face. I find Nox's gameplay is just so interesting. I love that Nox prones when so many other YouTubers do not, so many other players do not. His movement positioning is otherworldly, along with the aim and the no-scopeness. 6 reloads now, gonna go for the Hail Mary Thermite. I trust that he stuck it, and he did. He didn't have to look back. Nox, you didn't have to do that for me. But that's going to do it for this outpost and the resupply. Coming in for the team. Nox doesn't necessarily need it, but it's good to throw it down on cooldown. Covering this Hulk for his teammate. Can he get the eyeball? And he can. Saving T4's life in the process. T4 with no stems and the support stem on T4 before the resupply comes down. Nox, you are a team player. You're a family man. I love you. Many Devastators ahead. 1 eyeball shot. Missed the other one because they knocked into each other. R3, though, picking up the other 2 Devastators. LiDAR station, far away, spotted for Nox. He's going to go for it slowly but surely with the heavy armor. Scout Strider. No more. 1 patrol here with a bunch of little guys using the Diligence instead of the AMR. Conserving ammunition in the AMR. Except when he sees a Devastator. Able to ruin that Devastator's day, baby. I wish I could probably... I feel bad because I want to cover more of Nox's games, but I want to give a variety of YouTubers. But every time I cover one of Nox's games, I get so excited. Like, oh, I get to cover a Nox game because it's been a little while at this point. That's how I honestly feel. Devastator from T4. De-escalator, sorry. Shield Devastator. Getting chopped in half from a combination of the AMR and that 500 kg coming in from a teammate. LiDAR station. The whole team is here to take care of it. One Hulk I see, maybe 50 or 60 meters away. And a couple of troopers coming in, but should be no problem. Nox says, we're going to take care of that. Here comes the Hulk. Man, Nox is just so brutal with those eyeball shots with the AMR. I hope to see more gameplays from him using the AMR against this faction in the future. I don't know if he's really necessarily needed the anti-tank emplacement at all. He could have just gone with 3 stratagems. It would have been a nice quality of life for that Factory Strider, let's not kid ourselves, but T4, luckily with the portable Hellbomb, doing it for us earlier.
Sub-objective nearby.
Little boy, 2 little boys, 3 little boys. Troopers going down. Let's get the last one, yep. And then a Scout Strider. Looking to aim for the light, the weak point here, as we come up to a stratagem jammer. But Nox says, we don't need stratagems. I have a portable Hellbomb on my back. I'm going to handle this. No problemo, senor. We're going to infiltrate and lay down that sweet bomb, baby, as the Hulk. Man, I want to know the stats on the eyeball shots with the Hulks this game. Just gross. Shooting it down on the leg. Shield Devastator going down. We're dropping the portable Hellbomb. Stimming, as we know, we're going to get damaged. Nox is on fire. Still has 2 stims left. Bot drop coming down about 50 or 60 meters here. And the stratagem jammer handled no issue. Going to throw down the solo silo to maybe help with this bot drop ahead. Waiting for it to drop down. And we're going to pick it up and probably try to make some distance from the silo itself to not take damage from actually shooting it off. Swapping it out, and here comes the solo silo to clean up the bots coming Nox's way. Taking out 15 bots with 1 solo silo, 1 Hulk, and I think a couple of shield devastators ahead. 2 Hulks, 1 Hulk. As R3 Rob coming in to help from the left side with the de-escalator, helping to stun some of these bots that come in from this bot drop and handling it with no issues. The other 2 teammates handling a medium outpost in the distance here, so we're closing this map out together. But yeah, time to call down another portable Hellbomb to reset that cooldown and pick up the backpack slot. We have a booster of increased reinforcements, but I do not believe that's going to actually help us whatsoever because no one has died yet on the team. And we only have 21.5 minutes left in the game. One thing I'm looking at Nox's gameplay is I usually, anytime I have damage, I'm stimming. But Nox does a really good job of stim management and not being addicted to stims like myself. Finally, anti-tank emplacement coming down. Going to help with the main objectives and help clear out any bot drops that come in. I would have liked to see Nox play this emplacement more often. But Nox can do what he wants. He's a grown man. He knows what he's doing. Little glitch there, T4 coming up in the air. Nox going to handle the main with the terminal. The biggest weakness of Nox's game is he's not lightning fast on terminals. He's just better than me. 3 dropships coming in, dropping a Hulk and a mini. Medium. Oh, Fire Hulk. Nox, let's lay down. Let's pick it up. Using a stem finally. Making some distance here from this Hulk. Tried to no-scope it, but going to swap to the Senator now that the Hulk has closed some distance. And a teammate coming in very nicely with a rail cannon. Orbital rail cannon saving Nox. Actually, probably not saving Nox whatsoever. Nox can handle himself. Factory Strider coming in. Nox going to try to shoot the guns out from under. However, got ragdoll toward the Factory Strider and toward a Berserker, but Nox going to roll to the right. Factory Strider is focusing on another teammate as a 500 kg coming and run on top of the Factory Strider. Going to handle it with R3 on the anti-tank emplacement dropped by Nox. Maybe that was just a gift that Nox meant for his teammates. So that way Nox could work the AMR and the much needed cover here with another no-scope. I feel like Nox just has some kind of a dot on his screen that allows him to no-scope these enemies with such consistency. Solo Silo coming off cooldown. Under 20 minutes left in the game so far. Getting the first probe down as the trooper's coming. Hello, friend. Sit down. Sit down, sir. We're going to pick up the second probe rather quickly and probably wrap around to work on the Sief artillery that I see on the minimap. Still some medium enemies left over from this probe, or from earlier. Not going to prone down. Nox proning down and holding down the front line for his teammates as they escape to the next main objective. It's the thing, the AMR is one of those weapons where, in the right hands, it's just too strong. But if you have that skill, let it be known. De-escalator. Gonna de-escalate this confrontation. Rendezvousing here with T4, our other portable Hellbomb friend, as we move to the next probe location. Diligence counter sniper. Effectively increasing the ammo capacity of the AMR. Normally, Nox will be out of AMR ammunition, however the buff actually coming into usefulness here with two resupplies, or two reloads. Actually, he would be on his last clip. Let me rephrase that. Anti-tank emplacement coming off cooldown, as well as a resupply. Just going to clean out this main objective area as the whole team is here, so just doing a little sweeping before we put down the probe. Another teammate calling down a resupply, as we'll be here for just a little bit, so obviously a good decision. Nox with one stim, so he's going to need to pick up at least one of these, but not too greedy, Nox. He's here for the team, he's here for the family. I'm envisioning Vin Diesel from the Fast and Furious franchise, you know, your family. However he says it. Anti-tank emplacement down for one of his fellow teammates. Likely. Dropship's coming in. Oh, Nox is going to get on and do the dirty work himself, because he's the closest one. Going to pick up the bot drop for his team. De-escalator going to help stun the ones that come out in the 500 kg, doing a majority of the work here. Nox didn't necessarily need it. Well, another dropship coming in. Nox could attempt to take down the dropship, but instead focusing on the enemies inside. Probably a smart decision, didn't have enough time to actually knock down the dropship. But covering T4. Love that cover fire out of Nox, focusing on the enemies that are closest to his teammate and going to handle the Hulk ahead. Here comes the Factory Strider. 500 kg going to do most of the damage. And Nox knocking off the top weapon and the top turret on this and trying to blow off the head and taking down the Factory Strider rather swiftly. That Hulk was just hanging out having a daydream, let's be honest. He was sitting there doing absolutely nothing for the Automaton front. Nox out of ammunition on the anti-tank emplacement, has to go it alone now. Not alone, but without the support. But Nox doesn't need support, he has AMR. No scope eyeball shot. What's interesting is Nox is the one positioning himself closest to the enemies, however has the most long-range weapons of anyone on the team. But Nox can make it work from anywhere. Maybe not in melee range. I wonder if it would be better for Nox to do the to maybe pick a shotgun instead of the Diligence here and use a Siege Ready passive for the armor instead. But I mean, that pickup and handling probably helps Nox a lot here with his accuracy. Someone as high skilled as Nox Gladius the peak physique just for the improved handling. He's getting a lot of usefulness from that. Someone like myself who aims like a grandmother, not so much usefulness, would probably prefer to take the extra ammo, needing to get lucky instead of good. Rocket Devastator, there's a rock in front of you, my friend. That is Darwin's Law if I've ever seen it. Gonna go for the Hell Bomb here for the drop. Moving it in. This heavy armor makes Nox really slow on the way out, however, fast enough to escape the portable Hell Bomb as we take out 80! 80 killed with the portable Hell Bomb! Disgusting, Nox. Berserkers don't stand a chance with the swift movements. Down to 3 reloads here on the AMR. Need to utilize the Diligence Counter Sniper for more accuracy. Anti-tank placement coming off cooldown. Down to 1 stim for Nox. Nox is in a slight little bit of trouble here with 1 Hulk coming around the corner. It's time to run, baby. Yeah, he's feeling me too. He still has 3 thermites that Nox could throw, but taking out that Hulk is much needed here as he blasts his way, punches his way through the last little bit of bots here on this bot drop. Management here from the stem, yeah, ankle, breaking ankles of the robot. Peak seat, the peak physique coming in as he meleeed a bot when he's already down. Normally, I would say don't hit a man when he's down, but that is a robot, so you can hit them while they're down. Portable Hell Bomb coming back out as R3 going down, so that's going to take out one of the reinforcements. So only 23. Oh, it looks like it was a team kill because someone on the team apologized for the murder. So friendly fire. These bots are relatively useless against our heroes this game, since the Helldivers have more kills on their own team than the bots do. I'm gonna reload finally on the AMR, and Shield Devastator gonna meet the end of its day. We're getting to the main objective now. Nox just calling down another anti-material rifle for his liking, as we have bots coming down as T4 is picking up the soil scan. Gonna pick up a solo silo. I love the placement here in between the 2 rocks, as 4 or 5 dropships have come in. Factory Strider, our 4th or 5th one of the game. Honestly, I think it's our 4th one of the game. Solo silo. He's trying to determine how far he needs to get from the solo silo to launch it, and that silo is going to do a very nice job taking out the Factory Strider for the team. I'm liking that teammate that has a de-escalator on the team. 500 kg gonna just wipe out a couple of enemies that are still left over. Actually double 500 kg, so we have 2 teammates that are using 500s. Nox elects not to. T4, he may have activated the portable Hell Bomb, I'm not sure. I may have heard the sign here. Heard the sound. No, he did not. Nox says, I can run through fire, I'm invincible. Whoa! Tank dropping right on top of Nox Gladius. Nox emptying an entire clip into the tank like nothing happened. He is not phased, as I was. I was scared for his life. But Nox, a confident man, a family man, a teammate. A real patriot for Super Earth. One trooper ahead, gonna meet his end with the Diligence. Another one says, hey, I want to fight too. Nox says, sure, why not? Let's do it. Oh, it's embarrassing for the Automatons. Whoa. One of the bots died in the wrong direction trying to fight him. But Diligence, finally, as Nox empties the clip, needing to kill that Devastator, as Nox is getting a little bit surrounded here with bots in front and bots in back. Out of stims. This is getting slightly stressful here for our hero. Utilizing the cover with the rock to his left, laying down in prone position much needed. Just going to go ahead and back out and wrap around and gather some distance in between him and the automatons as he utilizes the AMR like a scalpel as a surgeon. I would have died in that situation should it been me. I would have probably have attempted to Hail Mary and just meleeed like a crazy idiot, but Nox, the smart one, cool under pressure. Come on. What is this? Ugh, that's disappointing for me, Nox. Not able to take down that hole. Anti-taking placement, though. He's going to have to lay it down. Ooh, not where Nox wanted to lay it down, but only 30% health now for Nox Gladius. In desperate need of stems, but not calling down the resupply. Yes, he is. Okay. Let's be real here. Nox going to lay it down in between two giant rocks to provide the nice cover needed. But not going to do nothing. Nox going to help R3 with this outpost on the way to extraction. Nox going to pick up at least 2 of these resupplies. Much needed stem. As the damage coming in from some form of Devastator, maybe Rocket Devastator, taking out the resupply pod. Nox gonna re-engage from a new position as R3 is getting a bot drop right on his face. Nox says, I can help, my friend. Let me just clear out a couple of these medium enemies right in front of me and I can be right there. With the no-scope magic. Here we go. Oh, I love this. So many players would say, you know what, I'm just going to let R3 handle this on his own. Maybe M2's also helping, so R3 making some distance, but Nox, with the solo silo coming off cooldown, this is a perfect use of solo silo. Going to help handle the plethora of enemies and hopefully save R3's life here, if R3 needs it. Hulk, stopping us from getting the solo silo. Nox, peak physique. Oh, I thought that was it myself, too. But finally, 3rd time's a charm. M2 out of stems. Oh, M2 in desperate need of stems. Look at this. No stems with just maybe 3% health. Let's be real. Gonna swap back over to the anti-material rifle to take out this Hulk ahead of us. Trying to no-scope it and able to do so on the 3rd bullet. M2 in... yeah, he definitely needs stems. Nox calling down the resupply just moments ago is really hurting M2, and also with the heavy armor, Nox gonna be a little bit of time before he gets over there. Using 1 stem. So Nox is trying to head over to M2 to stem my friend back to health. And M2 going down. But this endeavor is placing Nox in a really rather tricky situation with the tank in front, but taking the tank out just with no scope on the AMR. The AMR buff is gross, isn't it? Shooting right at the vents here with this tower. Picking it up just super swiftly here. Diligence counter sniper to the eyeballs of this Devastator and Trooper as we're moving our way to the top of this fortress. Another turret. Not able to take it out before reloading, but that turret likely is asleep. The high ground now for Nox. We're getting rather low on ammunition. That buff coming in with the extra ammunition. Now on his last clip. Last magazine. Hulk to the eyeball. We're going to have to use the Diligence a little bit more often here because we have full ammunition here. So, ooh! Taking some damage and falling down from this high ground. Going to stem. Not only one stem left, but putting Nox in a rather tricky situation, rather tricky positioning. But Nox handling it like a professional. Meleeing, hitting another bot while he's down. Going for the ankles here on this shield Devastator with the Senator. And finally, swapping to the Diligence to finish it off. We haven't seen that much from the Senator this game, but whenever things get really close range is when we see Nox pulling it out. So that is covering the true weakness of this loadout, which is just close range confrontations. Nox is really just showing us how it's done. 5 minutes left in the game, coming up the 5-minute warning. We have taken care of the main objective. And True Jedi is being a true team player, telling us 1 to 4 is explosive ammunition, the Siege Artillery, and the 5th one is the high yield explosive. What a team player, picking up ammunition from the resupply that Nox dropped earlier and coming in fully stocked as we go to extraction. This has definitely been a high action gameplay. Gonna help cover for T4 here, taking out the turret. So many players wouldn't do that. They would just say, "Yeah, that's not really bothering me, so I'm not gonna help out." But Nox is both a solo player and a team player wrapped into one. Yeah. T4 and M2 are the ones that have the 500 kgs on their loadouts. Hello. Waiting for them to turn around before swiftly cursing these automatons with death. Bot drop in on the backside of our team, but our teammates have already made it past. Nox utilizing a different path to extraction than his teammates. Not able to take out this Hulk before taking some damage. This is going to be it for him, though, as we're into a minor area, picking up a few samples for the team and for Super Earth. 1 Shield Devastator. Taking a little bit of damage, but trying to fight cover and find cover while the Shield Devastator had a pause in its firing rate. Really intelligent. A lot of Helldivers would not do that. M2 just ahead as T4 and R3, green and purple, making it to extraction. Nox trying to handle this turret and get close enough where the turret can't do damage. Able to do so as the turret's forced to focus on other teammates, and Nox able to get its backside. Come in through the back door, baby. Picking up some more ammunition and looking for samples for the team. M2 is shooting something. I have no idea what it is. But here we are, 2.5 minutes until Pelican 1 comes in and picks us up. Really nice timing, as the game clock is about 4 or 5 seconds more graceful than Pelican 1. So the timing of this game has been very great. Overall, this has been fantastic to watch. Again, my single favorite YouTuber is Nox Gladius. I freaking love watching him go for it. He recently did a gameplay, I don't know, maybe not recent, maybe a month or 2 ago now, where he picked up a car and played a tournament and just stayed in the car basically the whole time. It was so fun to watch. The thing about Nox is that he has the skill to play so many loadouts. It's almost like watching multiple specialist YouTubers in one channel. All in all, I do think the buff that was recently put through is good. I am seeing some things about a war bomb, a new war bond that's on the way for stealth players only. So I'm excited to do commentaries from people that are doing solo runs using the war bond. There's absolutely no way that war bond is going to be useful for full teams unless all 4 players are trying to be stealthy at the same time. I think that the majority of players are going to say that this war bond is complete trash, but it's really for the minority. There's probably 2 to 5% of players that are going to say, finally, this war bond was made for me. And most of them are going to say, you know, I just want to blow some more stuff up. Because you're not going to be able to pair that. That C4 backpack takes up too much. It takes up a backpack slot, a stratagem, and your support weapon. But the C4 backpack is only really useful if you're looking to stealth into an objective and take care of it efficiently. The Hellbomb backpack is similar in that case, but it's a little bit messier. But it accomplishes a lot of the same that the C4 backpack does. And overall, I think it was a really nice addition to the game. And it was something that was much needed for those players, and it creates new playstyles that I'm happy to cover and excited to see. 25 seconds left. Pelican 1 as we come in and wait for the end of this. But overall, this has been another fantastic gameplay from Nox Gladius. I'm excited to cover many more in the future. I would have liked to see Nox, like I said, use the anti-tank emplacement a little bit more often, but I guess he didn't need to. I mean, he's just too good. We need a level 11 skill-wise for him to make it fair. Alright, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching this gameplay to the end. With that, we will see you in the next gameplay. I am Illiterate Greg. Thanks a lot. Farewell.